Don't worry, I'm very skilled.
In this episode, you will now see the tactic known as we are going to do edge farming. Edge farming is where you below 250 people, I will get to please Guangdi with 4 spices rather than 8. Now we need to put down one set of towers in this corner because there are so many tigers on this map. We have our first invasion, ladies and gentlemen. Month of August, we have our first invasion coming in 6 months. Anyang has launched its attack and it's coming in 6 months. Chai Feng is also coming in 6 months. This is December, so they'll come in June. Spy reversed, ladies and gentlemen. First spy has been reversed, came from Chu. Chai Feng, spy caught military wreck. Where is Chai Feng? Chai Feng, Chai Feng. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Dharmapal's War Sutra. I am going to say Dharmapal, that is the way Bengalis will pronounce it, and so will I. We have to build, let's go over our goals. We have to build a stone great wall, so that's a big construction. A temple complex, which will house our War Sutra. Okay, not very difficult to do. A grand pagoda, also a bit logistically challenging, doable, no problem. Treasury of 1 million, I think this is easy to get. Rule 13 cities, also easy. We have ruled 13 in the open play with Angkor Wat, and complete mission within 20 years. Okay, doable. We did it in 16 and a half. Now, the issue that we are going to face over here is that, of course, we're going to play on the very hard difficulty. That's the hardest. You can't go any higher. The issue is the enemy is much more hostile than the Angkor Wat. This has been set to the maximum amount of hostility that we can do in this game. Everybody is coming for us, and let us go to the city. We are not scared. Very first thing, of course, we're going to do is pause the game. Don't slow it down. As I said, you have to pause the game. Let's look over the map currently. The entry point is in the northeastern part. So this road over here, this is the entry point, and we'll put our common housing block directly over here. There'll be another housing block slightly south of it, so another housing block over here. And we're going to fit in all of our auxiliary buildings which are required for the supporting the two common housing blocks will be over here. And in this area will be the farms, the tea, the silk that we need for making elite houses. You know, our joint common housing block. It's a warrior producing society, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, the part which I love about this map, if you look at the minimap, this gigantic amount of flat area which I have in the middle. And I am going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 elite housing blocks. Entirety of Angkor Wat had 4 elite housing. This will have 5 only here. There will be 1 more all the way near the marshes over here. There are crocodiles over here which will try to come and kill us. There are tigers all over the map. They patrol, so they shall go and walk into our city and they will be creating chaos. We have got the Great Wall footprint over here. It's very beautiful. This part of the wall is finished, but we have to go ahead and get this entirety built over here. So we are going to go ahead and do that. Huge Great Wall, a big gigantic construction. And we are going to build our pagoda on this plateau. So there is a large amount of flat area where we have to put the pagoda, and we will also move our palace over here so that it looks much more beautiful. Initially the palace is going to be squelched all the way in the beginning, but as game progresses we are going to move it to this pagoda, to this plateau over here with it attached to the grand pagoda. Now let's go to the high point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the monastery. There is a monastery on top of this pinnacle. So this is where Dharmapala got told that we have got, the Buddha has told him that some pebbles, because these gems are completely useless to the Buddha, are stored over here. So these gems have now been moved to Vaishali for safekeeping, and we have got 24,800 gold to basically defend ourselves and establish our rule. The temple complex is going to be at the base of this pinnacle so that pilgrims who come from far away, all the nobles who wish to pray, they can come to this huge temple complex which will be built at its foot. We are going to surround it with walls so that no pesky rebels can attack us over there. We are going to have armies on this plateau. We have some salt which we can also get. That will be a bit later. We have a very interesting iron pit in which we can get weapons for steel, but I'm not going to do that because I will get weapons donated to me by our enemies because they are very kind-hearted. They are going to give us these things out of the goodness of their hearts. We have got a bunch of bronze over here, and finally we can use the bronze because we have got a mint available in the mission. It's not showing now, but once we place down an administrative city, we will be able to have a mint as well as a money printer. So we should be able to make our own currency, our own coins. Now, we require an inordinate amount of stone. All of the buildings that we have all require stone. Where is the stone? Stone is on this island to the north in the marshes. We have marshes to the east. We have marshes to the west. Right here, we have got marshes to the north. And over here is the stone that we can collect. And it's guarded by a bunch of animals. So the entire forest is against us, trying to stop us from taking its riches, but we shall persevere. We have got very dangerous tiger spawns over here, but we shall dominate them and we shall go ahead and capture and fill this entire city up with human construction. So I am going to now go ahead and place all the initial buildings, and then I will catch you guys for the subsequent steps. Ladies and gentlemen, we have placed down 2 common housing blocks. We are going to put governance on high, and we are welcoming our first immigrants. And we have put down an administrative city and a palace right at the mouth because there I have space and perfect feng shui for it. Later we're going to move them to a much nicer location. So please stay tuned for it. We have got to keep a hawk eye on this one. And we have the palace working. Let's wait for the administrative city to work, and there it goes. And since I have loaded this game, it looks like these buildings are occupied. They are not, because you can clearly see the population. It's 12 people who have just come in. This is a visual bug which comes in when you load a game from a preloaded one. I have perfect amount of space for 2 forts right there. So as you know from the Angkor Wat playthrough, the forts have to be 1 cavalry and 1 infantry. So let me go ahead and put down a cavalry fort. Perfect feng shui. And we are going to set it to not working. That's very important because we don't have weapons nor Guangdi to pay for all of this. Let me go ahead and put down an infantry fort right next to it, also set to not working. So our work for the government is done. We can now switch off the mint because it was set to work. We have a mint in this mission, and that I think is quite nice. We didn't have that in Angkor Wat, so the bronze was not utilized. Let's turn off the palace and admin city. And now we have to prepare for the next stage of employment. And the strategy that I'm going to follow is going to be, we are going to get Guangdi down because I have a trading station. I have a temple to Guangdi, but I will turn that one off because I don't need it working, and it's quite nearby, so it can just walk over. Guangdi can walk over, bless the forts, and stay or leave, or depending on whatever. We have got two housing blocks, with one of them is a mixed housing block, so that can be made a warrior producing society, and we can also switch over the first housing block into a warrior producing society depending on our needs. Up goes religion to very high because I need to give this Taoist shrine to work, because only the first common housing block has got people in it. The second housing block has its own Taoist shrine, but it will be kept off. Migrants are coming in, and we have got one set of two traders who will pass, and those guys we cannot make them go and sell their goods. So I have got the priority for the commerce set to moderate, so nobody is going to give employment over there. Once these two traders get out of the map, the second set of two traders are the ones who are going to go and trade, and let them leave. So that's basically what I'm looking for. They leave somewhere over there, and we are just going to keep an eye out for them to leave. Our industries, so silk, ceramic, and paper, have been laid down, but they're turned off. Government is now made low. Safety is made high because, yeah, I need to make sure my buildings don't burn down. We don't have catastrophic losses. People are still coming inside the first common housing block. Trader is still leaving. We have poor Taoism coverage because this dude is not working. Well, I have let him go on a round, so let him complete the round, and we will just wait, and then we will make. Now we'll make the commerce as high because that second trader has almost left. Right. Let the Taoist temple guy. He's the guy in the blue shirt. Just left the screen. Do his round. We have got spy catchers everywhere, so we will do a great job. I can see that our trading station is working. We will put it to buying spices initially, and once we get enough spices that we can get down Guangdi and keep him in the city, we are going to switch over to getting weapons. 100 workers inside the city. It's still the month of March, so no agriculture. Agriculture will start in April. And we are going to keep an eye. There we go. It's April. So we have to pause the game, and we have to set up our farming industry. And in farming industry, I have got two hemp farms. So I have one placed down. I need to place the second one. So that's the first. And then I have space. So let me connect this one. So that should be working now. We are going to do edge farming. Edge farming is where you draw as much as crops as you can beyond your visual range, and they will still get placed, because you saw the cost, it was 306. That tells me that crops got placed beyond my visual range. That is called edge farming. The second hemp farm will be 6 tiles away, and I have the perfect road set up for it. The water ditches are coming and connecting them. You know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to collect the silk up, because I need silk to get to elite housing. I miss 2 tiles of silk for the farming ditch and the edge. Therefore, I put 2 more tiles of mulberry bushes on the third row. They won't be that effective, but I think they'll be okay amount of job. Again, let's go ahead and plant all the hemp bushes. I miss a couple of tiles because of the cliffs, so that's why I am not going to take out the edge plots as we did in the Angkor Wat, and now we will put our agriculture on very high. In this episode and in this series, you will now see the tactic known as waving. So we are going to wave our farmers, and we are going to essentially get the most amount of efficiency out of it. Every single, there we go. The workers are out. Let's stop working. Stop working. Hemps. The silkworm shed has pushed out workers. We need to turn those buildings off. Now the traders are coming, and some building has got fire, but okay, okay. Yeah, the buildings are not evolved, so they are more prone to catch fire. Okay, no problem. Our traders have turned and they are going towards the trading station. So we will have some spices bought very quickly, and that will help me to start pleasing Guangdi. Keep an eye on the farming. So I still see farmers are out. Let's look at the trader. He's almost there. So he has a few more steps. So come on, trader. And our Taoism is fair, so we can give a blessing. I will make the priest do another round because fresh people have come in after he has completed his round. And now people are coming into the second housing block, and therefore I will have to think. Okay, it's May. Let me think about that later. It's May. I need to start farming, and we have got soybean. Soybean start first, so they go towards the end where the road connection to the farmhouse is. But on this side, it's going to be an exception because I have certain plots which are infertile. So the other crop is rice. So I need to put the rice at the bottom part, but the soybean on the further end because rice is finicky. It requires very, very fertile soil to work, else it doesn't work. So we'll switch it around so that we don't have some tiles of soybean where there is rice, and then the farmers have to walk across and they are going to lose efficiency. So this is an exception to the rule, but more or less always the rule should be that the crop which goes out first for planting should be towards the road connection. We have pushed out the workers. Let's turn off the farmhouses. Farmhouses are off. Let's keep an eye out on, yeah, so our donation worthy goods are in, so the spices are in. I have got 228 people in the city, and below 250 people I will get to please Guangdi with 4 spices rather than 8. So 240 people, close enough. Let's give him 4 jars of spices. So all these spices are coming from the distant land of Tamrolipi, who is supporting us for pure cash, and they are only giving us weapons and some spices. This is all that we have in our dream, and let us hope that we will weather the storm. Hemp farms are going to start working again, and hemp farms require the most amount of micro because the others, you can see the farmhouse is still working, the silkworm shed guys are still working, but these guys work the least and therefore require the most amount of micro. 288 people in the city, so if we had given let me turn the weapons on so that the next guy can give us weapons, because we will buy 8 spices and that will complete the complement of spices, but then the other traders will just come and leave. So I need to make sure that weapons are bought in the next set of 2 traders who come in. Some buildings, that building caught fire and collapsed, so we'll wait for it to go away. There goes our inspector. Brave inspector is going. So if we had given the donation to Guangdi now, we would have to pay 4 extra jars of spices for nothing. So now I have to turn the hemp and the silk on again. I think the silk works double as long as hemp, now that I think about it. There they go. 3 people have been pushed. Close it off. And look at the farmhouse. The farmhouse is still going strong. They are taking names and they are just not stopping work. It's the month of June and we can give another donation to Guangdi. So here you go. He looks happy. And let's see if he comes down. It's June. And let's see when the invasions come and what the general status is. Farmhouses are, all the workers are in, so I need to push them out. So let's go, boys. So 2 of them are out, so this one will turn off. Let's get them out. There we go, and let's turn it off. So this is the very advanced way of doing weaving. This is how you ensure you get your first crop. And I learned this from Guilo, the map maker. So he has got excellent campaigns and excellent maps which he has made over the years, a community leader since the game release. And this is what I learned on how to go ahead and make sure you get your first harvest in, because as you will see, that is very, very critical. We have already made one clay, but I need to turn the ceramic industry on, and we will keep one kiln working because I don't have the manpower and I have only one clay ready. So maybe the second clay can go to the second kiln, but that will require a lot of micro. Right, everybody in the hemp and silk are back to work, back to their homes, so we are going to push them again. So let's turn it off, and turn this one off. We have already produced one load of silk, and there is one more load of silk stored. So this is an early kind of harvest. I don't understand it because the wiki says that it should harvest it only in September, but I've seen that in the month of July it does harvest a little bit. So okay. Now we need to put down one set of towers in this corner because there are so many tigers on this map that the cart pushers who will get weapons, they get hunted by the tigers. And now I don't like to put down these towers because one, they take employment, two, they take a lot of money to put down, and three, they have a limited range. And yeah, mostly it's the manpower at this point. I have 10,500 in the bank. And if you remember, in the Angkor Wat map, we spent a lot more money at this stage. So in the Angkor Wat, because there was a lot more clearing that needed to be done, I had 10,000 in the bank when I was just putting down the crops. So that was pre-placement of crops. But in this map, we don't have ruins and also not many trees to clear. So that makes for... Oh, I will miss the second clay being placed on the second kiln. I will... Yeah, it'll go to the same kiln. So that's inefficient because then both of them would have started working and I would have had two of those clays. Let's give something to Guangdi. He's not coming down at Joyful. Or should I? Yeah, let me give it to him because it's July, it's August, and we should not put anything. We have our first invasion, ladies and gentlemen. Month of August, we have our first invasion coming in 6 months. So that would be February of the next year. We are going to get an invasion. This is in Angkor Wat, we got it in September or October. I think we got our first notification of 6 months for the invasion to come in. Never mind. Let's continue. We will get every one of those farms working, and we will keep the hemp and the silk working now because I will require a lot of work. This is August. Next month is harvest. Let's push out our farm workers, and probably these ones will still be waived because I don't have the manpower. 31 people needed, that's quite a lot. And now let's turn off the second hemp farm worker. Let's go. Month of August, we need to turn our irrigation pump on. Very, very important that we do it. And we did it towards the end, I think, of August. So we squeezed the last bit of efficiency out. We're still waiting for weapons, but this is the trader who is going to sell weapons to us. We have produced quite a lot of silk. Already 400 silk and another 100. 500 silk, and it's not even harvest time.
The city needs more warehouse room to take my heavy load.
Alright. Guangdi is here, ladies and gentlemen. Guangdi is in the house. We have got weapons also placed. And let's move Guangdi to bless the forts before the cart pusher from the trading station gives those weapons to the forts, because then those are ones I spent money on. Let me turn the forts on to work, and let's move Guangdi. Let's move Guangdi and let's put in our military on high. Let's bring our religion down. We'll bring our commerce down because we got plenty of weapons. We will keep our agriculture. No, let's keep our commerce still on high, because if the employment goes away, then the second set of trader might not donate his. He's not donating. I'm buying it from him. So that is no philanthropic organization. So I need to make sure that I get them in. I'll turn the farmhouses working too, because it is September, so the soybean needs to be harvested, and during the harvest season you need to have everybody in your agricultural working and maximum. So we leave the agriculture at very high. We'll save the game because Guangdi is in the house. S1, let's go. And let's see where Guangdi is at now. So he's moving. The trade cart is still not pushing from the trading station, so we are good. Guangdi will be able to bless and get out. Let's go at the edge. Yes, Guangdi bless, and let's move Guangdi. Guangdi, don't go that way, man. Why you do this? Why you do this? You're one tile away from the fort. Sometimes really, the god of war, and he's childish. He's like, I'm not gonna walk right next to the fort. Not me. I'm gonna take a right angle. Okay, let's see. Now I think our military has to work. 36 people are employed, 91 workers are needed, but we have got. I'm gonna put the second kiln also to work because, yeah, we got a spy, ladies and gentlemen. There was a spy, so gladly we clicked over here because else would have stole all the food in that farm. We have given maximum amount of people for our agriculture, so we have gotten huge hemp harvest. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a huge amount of hemp just sitting there. We'll let it sit there for a sweet hot second, because I don't want to turn on the paper industry because I really don't have the means to supply it. It is October now, so let the people return, and now we will turn off the hemp. So yes, please go off, and also the silk. All of it needs to turn off. Irrigation ditch has to be on. The farmhouses need to be on because rice harvest is in October. So this month I need to make sure people get the rice harvest in. Guangdi has done the blessings, and look at him, look over those forts like a proud father. And we are going to move the agriculture now to high because we have enough people and very little people in industry, but okay, we need okay, it's fine. We are not going to do any other additional blesses with Guangdi. We'll keep him in the city. Let's see how long he persists. 52 workers needed. Let's get the rice harvest in, and only then will I turn on the granaries. Look at that, 900 hemp on that farm, and then 800 hemp, and then some hemp also stored in the hemp houses. So we have gotten close to 1,000 hemp in each hemp farm, and this is the first year. So this is what waving does for you. Let us now increase our capacity in the mills for the bean curd and the rice to 12, because we will require quite a lot. And it is still October. Let it become November. There we go. We have gotten the last bit of rice. Let's turn it off from working. Turn this guy off from working. And now we have got 3 workers needed. Let's connect our mills. So we will now have a synchronicity of people moving towards all of the mills, and also the paper mill and the silk is going to start working. The raw silk will be turned off, and the hemp will be turned off, and the farmhouses are also turned off. Guangdi is happy, so I am happy. we need to give them water because we have only space for 19 people in the city. So we need to make sure that we evolve these houses just one more notch and make sure that people can come in. Anyang has launched its attack and it's coming in 6 months. So the first attack was August. So it will come in February. This one will come in April. So I'll have 2 month respite or 1 month interval between the two fights. Right. The water worker has gotten out, so we need 70 people. So let me turn off the well because the carrier has left the building, so he will give water to all these buildings, and I don't need to micro it. 3 months to the last donation to Guangdi. He's pleased. Let him just stay there. We have begun training our troops for sure. And we have Taoism as good. Let's put down one food shop per market. And the reason is, and we'll set it to blend, of course. The reason is if you put down two, then you don't have enough food for a festival. I'll see if I'll do the festival. I'm not sure at this point. Let's get our ancestors shrine working so that the houses can go up one level at least. And we will get a... Yeah, he's pleased. Workers are coming out. I do have some weapons. Never mind. Let it just micro. We caught another spy. There's another spy. So you can see why we need so many spy trappers and spy catchers. We got a great harvest, I think. And now our market ladies will go and try to get that food to our common housing blocks. Yeah, silkworm, I'm going to cut the road to it because sometimes I turn it on by mistake. And we made so much silk, I can supply the two common housing blocks for days when I put in elite housing in them. And the reason I won't turn it on is that I cannot trade it away. In the Angkor Wat I could, because there you could sell to Kashgar silk, but we can't have that. Chai Feng is also coming in 6 months. This is December, so they'll come in June. So we have invasions in February, May, and June. Okay. Let's see. Kilns are both working, and I'm waiting for them to get a little bit of ceramic in. So I'm going to make space by cutting down trees for one acrobat school needs to come in, so that hits trees. So we have to move the trees out, and there it goes. It's green. And I need to put down one warehouse which will get me the specialities. So that is tea down to 12. We are going to get ceramics as 12. And we have got hemp as 12. And we'll put silk as only 1. And I will get into why only 1 at a later stage. Let me go ahead and grand road this little bit so that the inspector passes it and it also touches the acrobat school, which will then continue to work. I'm going to check the road connections and the wall connections. We are buying the food quite admirably. Spy reversed. Ladies and gentlemen, first spy has been reversed, came from Chu. He'll go back and he will sabotage their military. So finally we can put down all the hemp, and I'm waiting for one ceramic to come in so that I can start placing elite housing, and that gives me more tax once I have got actually the... There we go. First ceramic is up, ladies and gentlemen. He's on his way, and as soon as that one lands, Let's go to elite housing. There we go. One elite housing. Every one hemp, one ceramic is one elite housing. And let's give something to Guangdi. This guy will leave if I don't bribe him. I'll give him some hemp because I made quite a lot of hemp. And now our first feeding has begun, and our first house evolutions have also begun. Let's make sure rice and bean curd is off, and we can turn off the irrigation pump, and our agriculture is down to 0. We could have turned the agriculture off a few months back in October once the rice harvest was finished. Another invasion. Oh, this is the first invasion, so in another month we'll have an invasion. We are buying weapons, so that's cool. And we have already, the cart pushers have started picking up spices, and they are moving towards our granary. So the second common housing block will be a mixed housing block. So let me go ahead and put down appetizing food for it, and we'll make space for our elite housings as and when they come in. Chai Feng, spy caught, military wreck. Where is Chai Feng? Chai Feng, Chai Feng. Where is Chai Feng? Where is Chai Feng? Ah, there it is. There we go. Sabotage, military. Get out here. January. And our cart pushers for hemp are going back. Let me save the game over here, because we have the invasion coming, and let's see where the invasion comes in from. We have weapons in stock. So Guangdi just has to remain. He doesn't have to go anywhere. Let him just stand there. Sometimes he stands in place and he does a great job. Or wait a minute, I will have only one weapon over here, and then once that weapon is used up, I can get a blessing, and then maybe I can get Guangdi to get some kind of a bribe. I'll see what I can bribe him, if any. And I'll also go ahead and bless the cavalry fort so that I can get the training ongoing. It's not optimal because there were some weapons already present there, but at least I'm sure now that the fort.
Such lazy folk. Let me inspire them with my tales of bravery.
So that another spy has been caught. So at least because we had 4 cavalry and Guangdi did another bless, that's another 4 weapons. So then the cavalry will be fully trained. That with 8 soldiers. I have gotten. Oh crap! I had gotten 3 kinds of food in that granary, but that other market lady came and yoinked all the chickpeas that I got. First invasion, ladies and gentlemen. First invasion is in, and let us go. It is New Year, and we are going to celebrate. Let's bring the New Year in, and let us also bring destruction to our enemies. This will be it for the first episode, because we have got our first invasion in. We have gotten our first full agricultural setup done, and we got in an amazing amount of crops. We have Guangdi down, and we have 2 forts operational, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.